Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. We are back today with a grind fest workout in the Puma Fast R-3, aka the King Slayer, fastest race shoe on the market. We are gonna see how many miles at sub 2:30 marathon pace I can hold in this thing. Now, if you are looking for a fast race shoe, welcome to the channel. You're in the right place. We test a lot of these Carbon County race shoes. An even better place would be the Refuel app. The Refuel app is my app. It's the best buy, sell, and trade marketplace out there. We got shoes like this. We have shoes like Daily Trainers, the Nova Blast 5. We have shoes like the Super Blast. And I know there's gonna be a lot of Super Blasts going on the app for sale now that the Mega Blast is coming out. So if you're looking for any of those shoes or any of the top shoes on the market, get in with us. We have the best deals out there. Hobby joggers will get a shoe. Maybe it doesn't work for them. They list on the app for well below MSRP. We also have discount codes to Running Warehouse for the discount shoes that they have and all the apparel there. And you can get 10% off of Hobby Jogger merch like this hat. And we do have the OG hats back for sale on hobbyjogger.com. So pick one up, get in with us, and enjoy today's video. Let's go. R.I.P. Prodigy, man. He said, my attitude is all messed up and real gritty. I'm paraphrasing. My attitude is all messed up and real gritty. I rap like no one out there can mess with me. That's the energy you gotta bring before the tempos. Let's go. Few racks in a hammer. Future said few racks with the hammer on me. Let's go. Listening to Future or Mobb Deep only. We're bringing the big boys out. This is big dog time. This is big cat time. You gotta bring that big Puma energy. I have to get my clothes on, man. I'm too hyped up. All right. I have to go get my clothes on. See if we got the Regina Georges. Boom. Whenever the Regina Georges come out, you know it's going to be a pace party. We're going all pink today. Pink Fast R3s, pink shorts. It's a pink movie. Let's go. All right, man. Plan for this morning's run. Now that I'm sufficiently fired up, I'm gonna take the Mega Blast out. Yes, we have another Mega Blast appearance on the channel. 2-mile warm-up in the Mega Blast. Then I'll switch into the Fast R3. We're gonna do one of my favorite sessions. Oh, the weather today. Bro, this is PR weather. I can feel it, man. The weather today is perfect. It's just about 60 American. Absolutely beautiful. So we'll take the Mega Blast out first for some warm-up miles. Just 2 miles here to get the blood pumping. Could you hear me? The mic was backwards. I said 2 miles here at first to get the blood pumping, and then I will switch into the Fast R3 for the workout portion. Now, I was actually considering doing the Sky Tokyo for this workout, but I did that last week. Also, there's been a lot of ASICS love on the channel recently. I'm in the ASICS Mega Blast right now. And I still do think the Sky Tokyo is my top shoe for the marathon. But the Fast R3 is so fast, and it does feel faster. So I'm wondering, man, can I hang on with the Fast R3 for a full marathon? Can I hang on at marathon pace? Also, I'm finding that my marathon effort feels better with this more aggressive running style. So maybe the Fast R3 will actually suit that nicely. So That's what we will see today. But first, let's go get these warm-up miles in. Yeah, this is perfect running weather, man. So in terms of this tempo, I'm just gonna see how I feel. I was initially hoping to get a longer run, longer tempo, but then I did that workout on Tuesday, unplanned, because the Mega Blast came in, and this is where shoe tube can hurt my training, so we'll just see how it feels. But yeah, 2 mile warm up here, do some strides, a hill surge to prepare the legs for the hills, and then we can go. I forgot to talk. I was too locked in. That was the warm up though. 2 miles with some strides. Man, these shoes are so fast. I honestly feel like I could just do the tempo in these. That's what I'm saying, man. Mega Blast. And I'm gonna do a full comparison to the Super Blast, but what I'm thinking with these so far is that it is a Super Blast for someone who's faster or who just doesn't like the way the Super Blast feels. It just feels like a faster Super Blast, dude. Crazy. Anyway, feeling, I don't know about good on those strides, but feeling, yeah, I'll say feeling good. Let's go. So quick 2-piece right there just to get warmed up, get the heart rate up and everything. I think I said average 149 heart rate, probably a 7-something pace. Let's see, 6:44 pace, 13 minutes 44 seconds. Let's get into these fast boys now. I'm honestly feeling like you don't need to even change out. Like I could do my actual workout. I have not felt like this with any other training shoe. I'm telling you, in years, ever since I cracked through to the sub 3 marathon level, I really have not felt like any training shoe is, I mean, you can run fast in anything, but just like any training shoe is as fast as the race shoes. And the Mega Blast really does feel like that, man. You know what another good comparison would be for the Mega Blast? The Noosa Tri, because that's a do-it-all shoe. It also feels similar to the Noosa Tri and everything. Also with this colorway and everything, it's like a Noosa Tri updated for the modern era here. And yeah, the biggest difference switching in to these is the heel is just so much lower, man, and way less comfortable. The Fast R-3 feels like a zero drop shoe, man. I could already feel my calf just standing in these. My calf is getting worked. Mega Blast, way more comfortable. Any training shoe would be way more comfortable though. Should have just done a 100-mile week in the Mega Blast, man. Give it them old school vibes. Because the thing is, I'm not going to actually race in the Mega Blast. Those hills are just killer out there. It's also crazy. The Fast R3s feel like old news now because they've been out for a few months. All right, man. Tempo run. Lock into marathon effort. Find it. And then we're just going to flow out there. I don't have a minimum target for this workout. I have a goal, but we'll just have to see. We're just going to work, and we're going to see how it feels. Let's do it. Man, I think the Mega Blast, oh gosh, no, I just started it. But I think the Mega Blast might be the shoe that proves you don't need to put a plate in everything. And this is exactly what I'm saying. I just get so angry when brands are putting plates in things for no reason, like the Cloud Brick. You don't need a plate in a shoe to make it good or desirable, right? And maybe some shoes would even be better without the plate, just like the Mega Blast. All right, 3, 2, we're off. So we just gotta find the pace here and settle in. Mile 1, 5:36. My attitude is all messed up and real gritty. Mile 2, 5:34. Attacking the hills today. Attacking. Mile 6, 5:37. This is one of them ones right here. Let's go. Made it out the dog trap. No chases today. 7, 5:33. 3 more for the 10-mile PR. Big hill coming up. Just crank it. Push and crank it. Like Biggie this morning, man. This one goes out to you, and you, and you, and you. One more for the 10-mile PR. Mile 10, 5:40. It's a 10-mile PR. Keep it pushing. 2 more for the half. It's the type of run to make your favorite runfluencer put their entire Strava account on private. We're just wiping the streets this morning. Let's go. Eating. Mile 12, 5:33. 1 more for the half. Last mile. Push to 14. I'm telling you, man, the mileage will turn a jogger to a savage. To a savage. Let's see what we got there, man. Absolute monster mode. Whew. I'm stumbling. Fastest half, 1:13:35 in training on the hills after a 140-mile week. Fastest 10K, I don't think that's my fastest 10K. Let's get this out of here. That's not my fastest 5K, that's a bunch of cap. 14 miles, 5:37 pace, 1 hour, 18 minutes, 42 seconds. Grinding! Grinding. I told you, man, when the Regina Georges come out, you know it's about to be a pace party. I'm just out here walking in circles because I'm fired up. Average heart rate 170. That's what I'm saying. It's not a low heart rate competition. People out here trying to keep their heart rate under 150. No, no. Get it up there and gosh dang, crank it. All right, I'm gonna cool down. I'm gonna jog back home and maybe switch back into the Mega Blast. These things are super uncomfortable. Actually, you know what? We're committed. We're committed. We're on the hill. I'm just gonna cool it down. Man, beast. Beast. 5:37, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's the work right there. That's the pain. That's the summer pain. That's the winter grind. That's the springtime self-doubt. Let's go. That's slug life right there. The crazy thing is I could have gone a few more too, but we have to run the system. We can't just be out here doing reckless things. We have to be reckless within means. Let's go, man. Let's go. That's the payoff right there. That is the payoff right there. I feel so emotional. I might cry. I might cry. That's the payoff. Trusting the system for, oh my gosh, 10 months. Trusting the system. Just I'm gonna say it again, trusting the system, not deviating, continuing to run the high mileage even when it doesn't feel like it's working. Just fueling right. not getting injured, not skipping runs, pushing through the heat, pushing through the fatigue. That's the payoff. And guess what, man? If we can run 14 miles 6 seconds faster per mile than marathon pace over the hills during training after 3 130-mile weeks, we can run sub 230. This was supposed to be the down week. I'm fired up. You have to get fired up about something in life. This is what I was telling you guys a few weeks ago. You gotta have some things that you just invest in, whether it's personal, professional, spiritual, whatever it is. You gotta have something in life that you just commit to. Bro, I have been so committed to this. So committed. Daily. This is the daily grind. 5:37 over 14 miles, man. That's good work. Man, some of these hills really have me hating my life. But I was just in an attack headspace today. That's when I run best. Not is my heart rate too high, not do I have the right mechanics. It's just attack. Attack. That's how I run best. And for so much of human history, men and boys my age were sent off to war to go fight for their family, their tribe, their country. Thankfully, I live in the developed West and was privileged to have a nice education, so I don't need to do that. So this is my war. It's a war against the mileage. This is the thing with the repetition too. Every single time it got tough out here. I've run so many times in this neighborhood on this course. There's 7 or 8 spots where it gets really tough. After a hill, a turn where you have to go up a hill, a steep hill, a long, less steep hill, mostly related to the hills. Every single time I pulled on a workout. Oh, I remember running Threshold here in the Adios Pro 4. I remember in the winter when I was in the Alpha Fly 3, my OG pair, out on the main road. And I cut the workout after 6 miles because I was feeling so bad. And then I threw up everywhere with the bubonic plague later in the day. I remember being in the Fast R-3 a month ago, just grinding. Or pulling on the warm-up, or what I was doing yesterday with the Mega Blast. I remember how it feels an hour ago to be taking this hill strong with just 30-second surges, knowing that I had the recovery. Let me run just as strong and trust the work. Repetition, repetition, repetition. There's no secret sauce. There's no secret sauce. Repetition, consistency, not quitting. That's all there is. That's all there is. Oh man, that's some sort of majestic bird on that sign. It's over. It's a wrap. It's a sign that, look at that. That's auspicious. I'm like a young Romulus. Telling you, man. Bringing that young Romulus energy. Rome was not built in a day. Fantasy drive last night, man. My friends were asking me, how much do you run? 140 miles a week. And one of my friends said, you better run sub 230 if you're running that much. I said, man, there's no guarantees. It takes years. There's literally no guarantees I'll run sub 230. Just because I had a good workout, but gotta put in the work. Here, moving, that's what counts. Yeah. Oh, man. I can't tell you how many times I've tried this workout. 3 or 4 times, man. This year, I tried it at the Greenway and the $500 Adidas Racer. I tried it earlier this year on the Alpha Fly. And I never say I'm trying to go 14 at marathon pace this morning. I always say, I'll see how I feel. But I've tried this 3 or 4 times and failed each time. This is the first time I've successfully done it. That's what it takes. And man, so many of these cliches are out there. Progress is not linear. You have to fail before you succeed, because they're true. Dude, it's so true. Can't be afraid to come out here and fail hard. And my splits on that didn't look pretty in the middle. I actually slowed down because those are some tough turns and hills. But I wasn't scared of failing. I was just saying, let me see how long I can just hold on to this. And we finally got one. Yeah, I ended up cooling down in the Fast Rs. I just kept them on here, but look at this. Aliphatic TPU in the Fast R-3, aliphatic TPU in the Mega Blast. They're both aliphatic TPU. That's the foam of the future right there. Maybe I'll put together a video on that. Alright, that was the cool down right there. Yeah, perfect running weather. Man, everything just came together beautifully today. Let's see, 2 mile cool down, 8:49. Let me see if I can get the earlier run queued up here. Oh, my training readiness is poor. It's a 1. Let's see what it's telling me. Oh, my lactate threshold is a 5:47 per mile pace, even though I just ran for an hour and 20 something minutes at a 5:37. Okay, makes sense. Oh, wow. My half prediction is 1:12.50. It actually course corrected. Oh, my marathon prediction is still a 2:40.21. That's crazy. That's honestly so disrespectful. My 10K prediction is a 34:11. Gosh. Oh, my HRV is unbalanced right now. I should probably take the day off. All right, let's see. What was I trying to do? Yeah, I really might go get a Koros. All right, yeah, this was the workout right here. 14 miles, 5:37 pace, 1 hour, 18 minutes, 42 seconds. Average 170, max 181. We were up there. This is what makes me laugh, though. I was in zone 5, according to this, for the entire time. That doesn't even make any sense. Anyway, yeah, that was the type of workout that I have just been waiting for the entire year and working toward, but finally came together this morning, man. The weather was perfect. My legs actually were not feeling 100% perfect. My lower back has been feeling weird. Anytime where I'm pushing too hard, the lower back is the barometer for me. I just feel this fatigue. It was starting to creep up this week. My knee was feeling weird last week. And it's just these little things that no matter how experienced you are, you'll have these things that tell you, hey, you're pushing too hard. But that's the balance of the whole concept of working toward a peak and pushing yourself. You have to understand what is okay to work with, when we should pull back. So I decided to just go for it this morning and not run scared. That is the key for me. Attacking and not running scared. And I've been saying, man, 5:40 pace, 5:50 pace just feels so weird and awkward to me. So instead, I just ran 5:30 pace today. Somebody literally asked me the other day, why don't you just try running 5:30 pace? And I did, and that felt so much better. So I actually think what I'm going to try to do now is just get stronger in the 5 teens and 5:20s, really work on strengthening the calves, getting that cadence up, and just attacking, because that's what feels much better to me. The middle zone just feels so awkward. And by doing that, hopefully that middle zone, 540 to 620, will start to feel less awkward. And alternatively, hopefully I'll just be able to attack and run the marathon faster. So, man, really quality work. Used to pray for times like this. Man, there are some artists, songs, sounds that are just timeless. Mobb Deep, and specifically Prodigy, just has this absolutely timeless sound. It transcends era, it transcends age, it transcends day of the week. You could listen to him on a Sunday. I couldn't land the plane on that one, but yeah, if you're a rap fan and you've never listened to Mobb Deep, I highly recommend it, man. Prodigy is, well, this is in his name, he's a genius, but the way that he flows, the way that he comes in and out, and what I love so much about artists like him, or who's the other one I was just thinking of? Oh, Boldy James. And it's not just the rapidy rap guys. Young Thug is a great example of somebody who does this too. These rappers who won't just say A, B, A, B. They'll do A, B, A, B, or A, B, A, C, B, A. With the rhyme scheme, they'll punch in and out. They won't exactly hit their rhyme right on the kick. They'll do it a second before or after. It keeps you on your toes. That's why I fell in love with Boldy James. And the first album that I really loved of his was Fair Exchange, No Robbery. And just the way that he is able to play with words and play with the rhythm while still keeping up a rhyme is just next level. And people say his flow is too lackadaisical, is too sleepy, etc. But check out Prodigy. And the thing is, both of them worked with Alchemist. Boldy James, he's one of Alchemist's best recent collaborators. And then Prodigy, back in the day, that was where Alchemist really started taking off. He actually started on the West Coast with Be Real and Cypress Hill. And then Alchemist, fun fact, he went to NYU. I don't know if people know this. He went to NYU for a year, or so, at least a semester, a year. And then he dropped out and he started working with the New York artists and Mobb Deep, etc. And so Keep It Thorough, that is a banger beat, one of Alchemist's best beats. And it's so simple. It's so simple. You don't need a lot of complexity to make a good beat, and that's what some of the best producers can do. The Cardos of the world, Alchemists of the world. It's a piano, it's a drum, and then he has these synths going that come in and out. And Prodigy's rhyme scheme on that is crazy. So if you're a rap fan, you have to listen to Keep It Thorough, and check out the other Mobb Deep stuff too, the infamous, if you are not already hip. All right, man. 14-mile tempo in the Fast R-3. My goal for today was, let me see how long I can hold on to sub 230 marathon pace, man. I have been grinding on this pace for months now. 9-10 months, just working at this pace, working the threshold, gradually trying to get it down, trying to keep myself in the game. And this is the first workout where I have not felt like, and we can throw it up here, there is something that I could have done better. Every single time I've run one of these workouts, regardless of if it's a good workout or a bad workout, I look at the splits and I think, I could have done this better, I could have done that better. Even that 24-mile long run, man, I missed by a few seconds on marathon pace. But at the end of that one, I was thinking, man, that was a pretty solid run. If I can hold on to 546, 547, 548, if I'm fighting for my life at the end of a 140-mile week and my worst pace is a 549, I'm pretty sure I can run a strong tempo faster. So that's just what it proved today. And it's a nice validation of the system. It is so important that we have a system, no matter if it's what I talk about with the mileage, vibes, and pace, no matter if you follow the Hansen system, or you're following Galloway if you're doing walk run, just stick to that system. Stick to it for 2 months. Stick to it 3 months. It is so important that we follow a system. Right? Yesterday I was talking about my fantasy football draft all day, just weaving it in and out throughout the video, just having fun with it. But I went on YouTube and I looked for, oh, that's Roni. She's yelling, "Daddy, Daddy." And she's coming down. Oh, she took a spill. I don't think she's coming. Is it bright? That's the thing with this new white coon. I'm just so bright and white. Oh, she's daddy, daddy again. All right, the kids are going back out. Sometimes I wish I had a way to easily play back what I just said, because the camera is just rolling. The footage is there. I would have to stop, pause, and I can't even if I stopped and paused, I wouldn't be able to get to the point in this video, film, footage, piece of footage where I was just saying what I was saying. So now 24 miles. System, fantasy, that's okay. This is what happens when you run hard 18 miles and don't refuel. But yeah, I was saying the fantasy football thing yesterday. I went on YouTube, I found a guy, and the reason I did this was because I was listening to my other fantasy or football podcast, and they were saying the best thing that you can do, this is what Matthew Berry said, who's the top fantasy guy out. What he was saying is the best thing you can do, because there's information overload, there's fake AI generated things, there's reports coming out of camp, you have reporters who will tweet out every single catch that some wide receiver made. There is just way too much information out there. So what he's saying is find one person, find one fantasy football expert or website or company that puts out information, and just follow what they say. And of course you can make your own decision, but just follow what they say. So I found the Domain Fantasy Football guys yesterday. I showed you him in the videos. I listened to his draft strategy and I subscribed to it. I bought in. I said, okay, I'm going to do his draft strategy. And I laid it out at the end of the video. And guess what? Out of a 14-team league, and I was position number 12. I had the 12th draft position. That's not really too good. And there's not a lot of elite players left at position 12. But guess what? I ended up being number 3 out of 14 at the end, because it'll rank you. It'll rank how good your team is after the draft. I was number 3 out of 14. And it's not like I've been hitting the books or studying for all the last 6 months. I've just been studying for the past 3 days. And then in my other league, where there's 8 people, we have 2 different leagues with the same group of guys. One has 14, one has 8. There's slightly different rules. The 8 is a keeper league. But in that league, I was ranked number 1 out of 8, just because I followed exactly what the system is with the guys. So this is exactly what I'm saying. In life, it is so important to have a system. This is why people buy into religious systems. This is why different frameworks, the Tony Robbins of the world, and all these things are so popular, right? Because having a way to organize our lives, it gives clarity and just makes it easier for us to make decisions. So is it the same exact thing with the running? Whether it's me or somebody else you follow, just buy into that system. I've been so bought into this system of running the high mileage, chipping away at the marathon pace, practicing the marathon pace, and running by vibes. So adjusting based on how I'm feeling and just sticking with it, never cutting the mileage too low, keeping that mustard on the dog. And this was the breakthrough today that I've just been waiting for so long. And so why am I talking about this, man? Because I really just believe in the power of elbow grease and grind and getting after it daily, putting in the work. And so when I have a workout like this that just, one of these big breakthroughs that looks like it comes out of nowhere, it makes me so happy, because all the work, all the pain, all the difficulties of the past 10 months where I've wanted to quit, feel like I'm not making progress, it's just proven that it's successful and we're not just slamming our head against the wall. So yeah, we can throw it up again. 14 miles at a 5:37 pace in the Fast R-3. We can talk about the shoe quickly. So this is my, I don't know if I would say favorite shoe. This is definitely the one that feels the fastest. Now, warming up in the Mega Blast and switching into this. So the Mega Blast very much feels like a max cushioned training shoe. It's a lightweight max cushion training shoe that you can run fast in. So with that, when I'm running 5:30 pace in that, it is very comfortable. It's comfortable, it's bouncy, it feels fun. Imagine if the Mag Max were lighter, if the Mag Max had the bounce of the Alpha Fly or something. I'm not saying the Mega Blast is exactly that, but just roughly. So switching in from a more comfortable shoe, it could be the Mega Blast or the Nova Blast or the Super Blast or the Aeroglide, whatever. Switching in from a normal training shoe into this, it was a pretty rough transition. It still is very aggressive and choppy almost. And the other thing I picked up on today that I didn't 100% love was the front, the toe box here. It almost felt long. And with the feeling that I'm getting here, it also is starting to feel like it's maybe losing some of that peak performance. I actually don't know how many miles I have on this, but somewhere between, I want to say 5 to 8 runs. And if my run is usually 10 miles in it, we're getting up close to 100, somewhere between 50 and 100 miles for sure. So decent usage on it, probably past the point of peak performance. And it just feels like the forefoot might be getting thin. Now, is that true, or is it just a more aggressive platform in general? I'm not sure. And you can see this, it does feel like it's getting some more flexibility in it too. With that being said, it still is very fast. It's not losing too much foam back here or fraying. I was absolutely flying. I never felt like the shoe was too slow. And that's the nice thing for this style of running today, where I am just attacking, running strong, hitting it hard, not being scared, just running on my toes, using more of this platform is really nice, because even when I started landing more flat-footed, it just encourages me to go out there and grind. So it is a very fast shoe. I'm still not decided between this and the Sky Tokyo. The stability is better than the Sky Tokyo. It's firmer than the Sky Tokyo. That one has more of the fun factor and more of the comfort, but the aggression here is really something else. So for just going out there and attacking and letting it fly, this is tops for sure, and it just gives me that confidence. The thing with any other race shoe, Sky Tokyo, Adios, Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 3, it's almost like I'm giving myself permission to run slower or more relaxed if I'm going in one of those shoes. Versus this, I put this guy on, I know I'm going for the kill. So that's what I was thinking too, switching in from the Mega Blast to this. It feels like a racing flat, or what I would imagine a racing flat to feel like. I've never run a racing flat, but just one of those shoes where you put it on, it's fast, it's firm, it's aggressive, it's not the most comfortable. It's just designed for purely running fast. So that was the nice thing going from the Mega Blast to this, is this mindset shift of, okay, it's attack mode. So that is a nice thing about it, weirdly, if you are going for a PR. Now, for most people, if you're running a 3-hour marathon or longer, I just really would not recommend this. And this was the first run today where I do think I could run a marathon in it, but that's just because I ran faster than 5:40 per mile pacing it for 14 miles. And I've said the entire time, the tipping point for this feeling good for me is right around that 5:41 per mile. Anything slower doesn't feel like the most optimal shoe. And then when I go faster and really start attacking, that's where it feels good. So yeah, the efficiency, the energy return, the bounce, it's just wild in this thing. So I'll just have to decide. I do think I'll probably, if I do decide to race in this, I would probably pick up a new pair. And it's not cheap, it's $300. But you know what else is not cheap? Working my behind off for the past 10 months, putting in 100 miles every week, 140 miles a week. So you better believe I'll spend an extra $300 to pick up a fresh pair of something on race day, if I think that's going to give me the extra edge. And that's the thing, people, and the price of race shoes is so expensive, etc., etc. But the price of the marathon, especially if you're traveling, is way more expensive. The race shoe is just a drop in the bucket. But I get it. It all adds up for sure. And of course we want durability, but I don't know. For a shoe like this, the durability to me it's not really that big of a part of the equation. I don't want them to engineer this to be the most durable shoe. There are other shoes for that. And that's why shoes like the Mega Blast exist. That's why shoes like the Aeroglide exist. Or what's another? I guess that has the thing, but the Super Blast, another good one. What's a cheaper, more durable shoe? Adizero SL2, even the Nike Vomero or the Nike Vomero Plus. There are a lot of good training shoes that you can get miles on, and especially with that category of shoes like the Brooks Hyperion Max 3 or the Adidas Evo SL or the Nike Gloomfly Bricks. They're designed to have Adidas Boston. They're designed to have more durability for training, and depending on your paces, they can be great training options. And I even think now that the Mega Blast is in the mix, I can start using that for more of my training. So if I had to give up my entire collection of shoes, man, I would hold on to the Mega Blast, I would hold on to this, I would hold on to the Nimbus, I would hold on to the Sky Tokyo, and I would just put a lot of miles on whatever race shoe I'm not going to race in, and the training shoe, the Mega Blast. So that's a strategy for elongating the lifespan of this if you want to. Or if you're training super fast, man, you could use this for the shorter stuff and then just use it on race day, or pick up another pair. And of course, again, this thing, it gets expensive, but I don't know. To me, it's worth it. And the more time, it's almost like for me, the more time I'm investing in this, the more money I'm willing to invest in it. If I'm just running once per week, of course I want to spend a lot of money on something. It's like if you're golfing once a month, you're not going to go out there and buy a $10,000 set of clubs. But if you're competing at a high level, you're going to want to have the best thing. So yeah, I want the best of the best gear. I want the peak performance stuff, because I'm trying to get the peak performance in every other area. Anyway, that was a good workout. I don't really know what more I have to say. I feel like it's a win, because if you've been watching and you've seen the struggle, just how down I can get sometimes with these workouts, that's what happens. That's what's required. We got to just grit it out and grind it out and work through it to get these big wins. So that's another big win, or I don't even want to say another. That's the first big win of this block. And now what I'm thinking is, let us just attack. Let's keep attacking. Of course, this is going to be recovery mode. So the reason a lot of people don't do these longer marathon tempos is because the recovery burden is higher. But because I've run 140 mile weeks, 130 mile weeks, and I run a lot of race pace, the recovery of this isn't going to be that bad. I'll take the next few days, relax running. I'll come out here, do the long run Sunday. Depending on how I feel, I'll probably take that relaxed. If I need to be running 8:30 pace on the long run, I will. And then next week, what I want to do is get back to just super fast. So 5K pace, 1 mile pace, just really be attacking and get those mechanics locked in and do what's called the sharpening period. And you don't want to do the sharpening period for too long, because once you start going faster, especially VO2 max pace, which is roughly for some people 1 mile race pace to 5K pace, just that zone of pace, it would maybe be 3K pace technically, but that zone of pace, you get really fast adaptations, so you can start making fitness breakthroughs in 1 to 3 weeks, but then it will level out and the recovery burden becomes too high, and it's just very taxing on the system. So probably do that for 3 weeks, and then we're going to be pretty close to the October marathon I have scheduled. So I've been going back and forth on whether I want to do that October marathon. I still have to figure it out with the travel for the family and everything, because it's in Massachusetts. I wish there were a flat marathon around here. The Charlotte Marathon, well, that's in November, and it's extremely hilly. And there's another one in December called Kiowa that's flat. But then that's in December, and it's, do I want to keep training like this till December? That just sounds, and then that ruins the entire football season for me. The past 2 years, it's been nice to have the October marathon, because I have something to look forward to. And it's like, okay, now I can stay up and watch Monday Night Football. Now I can stay up and watch Sunday Night Football and Thursday Night Football, and not have to worry about my sleep being terrible for my workouts. I don't have to worry about going to bed at 8 p.m. every Saturday to wake up for the long run. So the October marathon is nice. I just don't know if it's the one I'm currently signed up for. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Well, but that is all I have for you down here. I appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Straight up, man. I never know what to title these videos. Like, running hard. 14-mile tempo. Rah! How long can I hold sub 2:30 marathon pace? That's a classic one. Am I fit enough to run sub 2:30? testing my sub 230 fitness. I mean, see, this is why people use ChatGPT to write their headlines, because it can be difficult. Maybe I'll just call it something like Bang Sauce 5000. Just keep it simple. I got a refuel, man. I'm hungry. Man, I was so hangry, I forgot to show the refuel. But it's quesadillas with vegan cheddar, some tempeh, and roasted red peppers. Leftovers from last night. And then boom, put them in the tortillas with some cheese. I actually ran to the store to get the tortillas. And the cheese is a banger. And I have a whole other one of these on deck waiting. I'm super hungry, man. Hey, look at that. Just as soon as I get the camera cranked up, we got USPS again out here putting in work. No new coffee today. But what I did want to show you is Supwell app 2.0. Another update. We've got the DM function cranked up now. What else? Should we look at the shoe database? Man, this is going to be sick, dude. It's going to be sick. So we got the shoe info pages in here. Same stuff that's on the public site, but look at this. You're going to be able to see recent runs in this shoe, all the reviews that people have written, the member reviews, bang, right there. And then the real fire, we're still building it out. We're still building out the UI and everything, but look at this. Popularity rank for the category, total mileage of the shoes, average pace. So all the data, because you're going to connect your Garmin and your coils, all the data is going to come in here. How many members own the shoe, average miles that people are putting on it, how many people will recommend it, etc. We're still building this out, but dude, I'm so hype about the shoe data. I should probably update this video. The Adios Pro 4 is a hot mess. We should get another Adios video in there. And then, yeah, with the mileage tracking, we're now pulling in some more info here. So look at that. We got our run, our duration, our pace, our calories, our heart rate, max heart rate, average heart rate. We're also starting to break it out by splits. So you'll have all your split data here. And look at this. We got the custom typefaces are starting to get pulled through too. So dude, this is just, it's going to be next level once it's live and ready to go. And of course we'll have the same marketplace and everything. So just quick update for the 3000 club and the Supwell OGs. I know you all are waiting. So this is going to be really cool. I'm excited for it. Man, the app is all cool and everything, right? It's all fun and games. It looks nice when we can get the DM functionality up, and look how awesome the shoe database is, and it's cool that we have the split data. But you know what the real side of developing the app is and running the business? It's the stuff of absolute nightmares. Oh, okay, I need to go make an Apple developer account so that I can apply for this app to be submitted to the App Store. And the Apple developer account email address needs to match the domain name. Well, the domain name is now supwell.com. My email is still supwell.io because I didn't have the money to buy supwell.com when we started. Okay, so now I have to go in and add a new email address in the system for myself. You'll want to add supwell.com. The issue is we've maxed out the users. I can't add any more users, so I have to go upgrade my subscription. Now, the thing with upgrading my subscription, Google subscriptions are not anymore managed through Google. You'd think they are. No, they're managed through Squarespace because Google sold all of the domains that they owned to Squarespace, even though they're Google email addresses. So we go into Squarespace, we try to manage the domain. It says you have to accept something so that you can now manage your domains over at Squarespace. So I go to accept it, and then it says my account is canceled with Google, because you have to remember the stuff is not managed with Google anymore because they sold their entire domains business to Squarespace. And then I go in and it says registration failed, and I can't find my account at all. So then we file a support ticket. Well, first we try to fire up the chatbot. That is completely useless because it's AI and it doesn't understand what I'm trying to say. So we file a support ticket and wait, and I have just wasted a good bit of my day and have not made any progress. That is the side of building the app that nobody wants to talk about. Round number 2. All right, man. Work for the day, at least when it comes to the mileage, is done. I still have probably one of the most unpleasant parts of my day coming up. We have to go to a parent event at Reevesy's new school. It's called the Open Door School, so I think it's going to be, you know what I mean, just a certain vibe. We'll see, though. We'll see. 8 miles, 8:42 pace, 26 miles of work on the day there. Good recovery run. Yeah, really solid work, man. And that's the thing with these long tempos. You got to work them in as part of training. It's not going to be effective if I do this run and then it's basically like a race and I completely crash. That is a sign of doing something too much, and that's why a lot of people don't do the long grinder tempos. But coming out here, able to train through it, put down a nice recovery run, get the legs moving, and dude, my legs felt absolutely smashed first few miles there. I think I was running, and gosh, the mosquitoes are really out with the force. This is like their last dying breath of the summer here. But yeah, I was throwing down 9:30 miles on those first few right there, and then ending with 8s. But man, really solid day of work. That's one of my highest mileage days, 26 miles. I think that's my highest mileage day since I was training for the Ultra. So mileage train keeps rolling, baby. Sub 230, here we come. That was actually, I plugged that into a calculator. That was 227 pace for 14 miles. So we're absolutely cranking. What do you think, Roni? Talk to him, Roni. Hi. Daddy. What's up? Oh, this is perfect, man. I found what I'm going to wear to the parent-teacher event. Let's go. Perfect.